About 15 years ago, I was the managing editor of a daily newspaper. Now, it was my college newspaper, the Dartmouth, covering all the hot happenings in Hanover, New Hampshire. And if you've never been to Hanover, New Hampshire, there are no hot happenings in Hanover, New Hampshire. It's a town of about 9,000 people. But still, we put out our paper 5 days a week. It was a mini tab, 8 to 16 pages. We were there in the very early days of the internet. We as a leadership team had to decide, what do we do in the face of this potentially seismic shift to our business? So what did we do? First, we hesitated. We were the last Ivy League newspaper to go on the internet. Why did we hesitate? Basic fear. We had a nice little business model at our newspaper, $250,000 of revenue, 2/3 of which came from charging subscriptions. When we saw the internet, we asked ourselves, how is it possible that this business model will work in the new technology? Even today, people haven't figured out how to charge for content online. So we paused and waited. Well, we got over that eventually and did create an online version of the paper. What did we do when we went online? Did we say, what a chance we've been given, what an opportunity to reinvent, to break out of the shackles that have confined us to Hanover, New Hampshire, to do something different? No. We said none of these things. Instead, we created a word-for-word, pixel-for-pixel replication of the newspaper on the internet, asking not what we can do differently, but how we can find people who would come to the internet and then subscribe to the print version of the newspaper. Instead of reimagining, we force-fit the new technology into the old business model. 15 years later, I now understand from my research and fieldwork that these are the two reasons why transformation is so punishingly difficult. You don't allocate resources towards the change, and when you do allocate resources, you don't reimagine the business. If you're a leader and you're facing this kind of transformative change, you've got to recognize these problems and work hard to make sure your organization doesn't fall into these traps. Recognizing in any threat there's an opportunity if you organize and act in the right way.